Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
That's Carol Massar. I'm Tim Stanovic. Let's take a look at some stocks that are on the move today. We are joined by Bloomberg News equities reporter Carmen Reinecke. Carmen, no shortage of stocks to choose from today.
Yeah, Tim, that's definitely true. And the first one that I was looking at today was Smucker, ticker SJM. Shares fell 16%. This was the worst one-day drop since at least 1988. The company reported that U.S. tariffs are increasing costs in its coffee business. It owns Folgers and Cafe Bustelo, and the company generated about a third of its revenue from coffee in the last fiscal year. So increasing costs are hurting the business. It's already increased its coffee prices 3 times since last June and expects to have to raise them again in August. So demand is likely to take a hit from that, and this really sent shares tumbling.
Down 16%.
Wow. John Tucker described it as Smucker's being in a jam.
That sounds...
I don't know if you heard that.
I missed that. But I think they also talked... Is it Smucker's that does Folgers or no?
Yeah, Folgers and Cafe Bustelo.
I heard Alex steal some really...
Yeah, she said her grandma was drinking Folgers. Alex lives in Brooklyn, though, where Cafe Bustelo used to be like a hipster staple.
She totally dissed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to say, okay, maybe I'm going to date myself, but in college I used a lot of instant. It was just easy. I wasn't a huge coffee maker. I mean, coffee has become an institution. All right, Carmen, we digress.
I was going to say, poor Carmen's. Yeah, okay, well, let's move on to McDonald's, Carmen, another consumable.
Yeah, so
also
McDonald's shares were down just over 1% today, but had falling for the 7th consecutive day in a row, which is the worst streak of losses since 2013 for the stock. And what happened was this morning, analysts at Redburn Atlantic downgraded the stock to sell from buy. So there was a double downgrade, basically saying that shifting consumer patterns due to weight loss drugs, so GLP-1s, and inflation are cause for concern for the burger chain. This is, I think, the only sell rating that McDonald's currently has. It's generally really loved by Wall Street, and it's also certainly one to watch if you're thinking about, consumers and how they're spending.
People were concerned that might start to play out. I will say I recently had some McDonald's fries. I was kind of on the road. I was late for dinner.
You've been on the road for the last month, Carol.
I know.
Let's talk steel stocks, Carmen.
Yeah.
This is on our radar today.
So our reporting is, what is moving the market today. So Nucor has extended its gains in after hours trading. The stock is down now more than 6% after the report that U.S. and Mexico are nearing a deal to cut steel duties and cap imports. Shares of Cleveland-Cliffs have also really extended gains. They're down more than 9% here in after hours. I mean, both of these companies' stocks are down year to date. They've gotten really beat up this year, I think, with all of the trade war back and forth, and are really, investors are really responding negatively to this news, although I think it's still kind of uncertain. So definitely one that we'll still be watching in the morning.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.